check actually. Okay, we've got it now. Give me a couple of seconds. We shall get in. Okay, right, I should introduce myself properly. Good evening, everyone. Apologies for being a tiny bit late. Was having just trouble connecting to my Wi-Fi. Was down for a bit, but we're here now. And we appear not to have missed anything, so all's well that ends well. We are in the second round of matches in our Under-21 World Championship, Real Soccer Nations Cup. I should give it its proper title. And two teams who have had contrasting fortunes so far in their first match. Argentina against the United States in Group A. We saw Argentina, of course, play Turkey, and after a tense and cagey first half, end up winning by a convincing scoreline, 4-0. The United States took on France, but were, after a good opening 5 minutes or so, picked apart by their Gallic opponents, and after going into a 1-0 lead, were beaten by 4-1. So we essentially have a situation where the United States cannot afford to lose. They have to win in order to get their campaign back on track. Turkey, after being beaten by Argentina in their second game, managed to beat France by 2-0. So at the moment, they top the section. And if the United States were to win here, then we'd have all three teams on 3 points. So for sake of drama, I'm personally hoping that that's the result we get. So there'll be everything to play for going into the third round of matches, and the places for the semi-finals. We'd be none the wiser as to knowing who's going where. So both teams ready. Should mention that the United States are without their goal scorer from the last game, no Mango. Argentina, well, they've had a few changes around, it seems. Well, Arg and HBK are both there, but Augusto is there from the start. We're just about ready to go. No kits this time. Argentina kicking us off in the reds, going from left to right. And immediately we see them in their opponent's half, or as we did see them, or were seeing them, and they have won the ball back though. HBK for Augusto. This is promising. Oh, good save required there from Courting, and was well up to it, was he? That was a venomous shot already in the first minute. Argentina looking with intent, and they might have another chance. Panda there playing in goal for Augusto. Arge trying to force it through, but Kermit there getting in the way. But another throw in for Argentina. They've settled early and quickly. Panda with HBK exchanging a few passes. In the end, Kermit gets in the way, but this is promising again. Panda will find Augusto, and that's in. Too easy, really, for Argentina. And a 1-0 lead is what they have after 1 minute and 21 seconds. So the United States on the back foot as they ended up being against France. And now here comes Argentina again. Augusto. Oh, it's in. Oh, Courting. He's ended up on the wrong side of his own post there. His head's sort of tangled up in the netting. And 2-0 now. Courting said he'd lagged there, but in the absence of anything else going on, I'd say that's another goal. Argentina haven't agreed to give it back, at least. They come again. Augusto. And that's nicely placed there by Arg to Panda. No real pressure on the Argentine players as it stands. They're able to move the ball in the way they like at the time they like. And, well, shows the United States get the throw in a bit of respite. Taking a foul throw, Derek Rose not quite sure what's going on, but you've got to take it from the right place. And now here's HBK. Courting has to be careful here. Oh, what a finish. HBK 3-0. Caught him at the near post there. And Courting wasn't sure which way he was going and ended up just falling backwards into his net. He was certainly going down below, but no, held his line and picked his spot and his moment. Oh dear, this could get a tiny bit ugly for those of you out here supporting the United States. And to be honest, I was hoping that they'd give a competitive account of themselves, but at the moment they're just being ran roughshod by a very composed and precise Argentina performance. Having to deal with the ball back in their own half, though, for what feels like a rare moment of breathing space offered to them for the United States. And the USA have a throw this time. Derek Rose pits it in towards no man's land, really. Panda sweeps up. And Orange really needs to do better intercepting that sort of pass. They're running up to the ball and flailing their arms about, but not really getting too much of a touch on the ball. And Argentina are allowed to do whatever they want at the moment. Arg for Augusto. Arg coming in. Can he find HBK? He's going upwards this time. Augusto. Oh, and Orange just about gets a toe on that and hacks it away. Just got another pause here. We want a substitute to come on. Mats will come on for Courting. So, yeah, you've been on 4 minutes. You conceded 4 goals, and you've been hoiked off. And doesn't look like Matt is ready. And HBK there. Wow. It's as close to an open goal as he'll get, but he's only able to stub it against the post and out. So, yeah, I'd make sure that your substitute is alert and on the pitch because Matt there wasn't sure whether he was coming or going. Okay, so he's been on the pitch for 8 seconds. Not that he knew anything about it. I'm going to have Sprung coming on instead. He's here. Oh dear. Falling to pieces. The USA and their leadership. Oh, what a poor goal kick. Oh, lasered in towards Kermit there by Ark and HBK. So Sprung will go forward and Kermit will go back in goal as they try to figure out where they are in this match and get something going, the US. But as it stands, they're going to be bottom of the group with almost no hope at all. And Argentina sailing towards perfect record of 2 games played and 2 wins. Here they come again. Here's Augusto. Still Augusto wins the throw. Nicely done there by the forward. And Augusto for Arg. Augusto exchanging passes, but Derek Rose is in amongst them. Still another throw for Argentina, though. And yes, win the throw. So has the storm finally abated? The whirlwind of goals. Well, it stopped raining on the United States net, at least, for the time being, but still a big deficit to work against. And sooner or later, time will start making itself known to America. 14 minutes isn't an awful long time to have to score 3 times in real soccer. Bit of a poor corner there by Argentina in the midst of that, though. Still, they have the ball. But, Kermit has to be careful. I was going to say not for much longer, but that was a really poor clearance there from Kermit in goal. Here's Panda. Receive it, and HBK. It's in. It's in. More poor defending from the USA, and they've been punished there. Really good shot there by HBK. And it's 4-0. Fill your boots. That's what the Argentines will be thinking right now. And Augusto, is he going to shoot himself? He did look towards it, but Arg will get there, and Sprung has to race back and just hoik it away. And he manages to get there in time off his line. Just coming up to 7 minutes gone in this first half still. Utterly dominant performance so far by Argentina. Here come the USA though. Sprung again. Oh, he had Derek Rose open and still he's having trouble just finding the right pass. They have it on the top of the pitch once more. Derek Rose, Sprung. Sprung, where's he going to go? Oh, Arch and Augusto converge upon him. Still another throw for the US. Arch muscling him off the ball, but can only concede a throw. But they're conceding territory here are the United States, having to go backwards. And Kermit, well, that will just be collected by his opposite goalkeeper. And Argentina have the ball thrown at the bottom with Augusto. And Augusto just making sure Kermit's on his toes. Oh, and the USA turn over the ball needlessly there. Another throw for Argentina. Here's HBK just handing it off. HBK. Augusto, can he get it back? Oh, HBK just overran the trajectory of that pass. Could have been 5 there with a little less hastiness there. He wants his hat trick. He does, HBK. 2 goals so far, I believe. Here he goes again. And now pressing up against Sprung and getting some movement out of him. Augusto, can he keep it in? He can. Oh, good play there by the 17. Panda, HBK, Augusto, Panda, surely. Oh, HBK will just get a touch on that, I think, and he's nicked the goal. But brilliant passing play in the American box, and it's 5-0. And still, we have a minute, 19 seconds to play in this half. And I have another substitution. Orange is off, and no one's had enough. Matt is here. Kermit stays in goal. Can he stop the bleeding? Really, the game is all but over already at this relatively early stage. And it's a question of pride, and I don't think that was ever on anyone's mind of going in, but again, the fact that they're being able to take shots with impunity just doesn't reflect well on the way the Americans have been playing. Just different class Argentina have been in attack. HBK just knocking it off. And a lot of the times the defense has just been too passive, being afforded too much time on the ball, and even though they're stepping off, they're not blocking the passing lanes, they're not blocking the areas that they need to be marking. And considering the long established tradition of real soccer in North American communities, this really is a bit of an embarrassment on their part. These are supposed to be some good players and a good team, but they've not showed it. 34 seconds of added on time for stoppages in the first half. And again, they're struggling to clear it. He's HBK. Can he find R? Can he turn downwards? Oh, he can't quite find Augusto. We will have a corner kick, and they're going to take it quickly. Augusto in, and that'll be the last action of the first half. 5-0, and you cannot really say that it's undeserved. It's just been near total dominance. We have had a few forays of the United States going into Argentine territory, but little to no threat they've offered Argentina. They've just played a brand of Haxball that the States haven't been able to cope with, and as we go into the Miami host, they've got a lot to catch up with. So I think even despite the pin difference, I think the United States could have done a lot better, but we'll see. I think Argentina should be able to see this out relatively easily. It's just too big of a margin. And even though it's going to be about 100 to 120 in the United States' favour, the level of positioning really has concerned me, despite despite the ping difference. Okay, so Kermit, Sprung, Matt, who else are they going to play? Orange, Courting. Anon's going to be scratching his head. And wondering what best to do about this situation. I suppose he doesn't have too much more left to lose, but you don't want to end up being beaten in the half on your own host. That would really just be the icing on the putrid cake. Alright, Derek Rose reprising his role. He's played all the first half. Well, it's difficult to say who's played well, but probably Sprung has done the best out of any of the United States players so far. Do Argentina ring the changes or carry on as they are? So Panda, Arch, HBK, Augusto, as they lined up at the start of the first half, will carry on for the second. Or not actually. Beachy is in, who we saw in the first game, and HBK's out. Well, for part of the first game anyway. I'm not really sure whether that's the wisest decision to play him on 250 ping. Maybe they're just rubbing it in the United States' face at the moment. Who knows what's going on through Beckham's head. No. He's just toying with us. Of course, he's not going to play someone on 278. That'd be ludicrous. So, seems to me everyone should be ready. Okay. United States in reds. Well, with a ping in their favour now. Oh, we're just testing. It's not a goal, by the way. Don't get too excited. I mean, I'm not sure why they'd need to test. They've had all of the night, really, to make sure the rooms were compatible and playable. But, you know, it's not me being the admin of this tournament, or either the captains. I'll let them do what makes sense. Okay. This is the kickoff. Here we go, with Matt playing in midfield. Kermit stays in goal, doing a considerably better job than Courting, I'd say. 2 conceded in 7 minutes compared to 3 and 3. So, oh, here come Argentina. This could be a chance. Oh, HBK, just let it run across him. Oh dear. I was going to say, well, just as I was saying, Kermit's done well to concede fewer goals. Oh, Augusto, that's in. Well, he's not conceded fewer goals now. He's level with Courting, and Argentina get the early goal in the second half. And now they lead 6-0. So, Ping seems not to be impeding their romp towards a massacre in this game, in fact. There it Rose. Get rid of him. He's had enough of Kermit. Should be committed to an institution following that performance, perhaps. So Orange comes back in. Sprung says, can we read this half? Not on your head, mate. So throw for Argentina. Can I make it 7? Augusto just shoving Sprung off the ball. Easy peasy. Now for Arg, and up towards Panda, perhaps. He's got all the time he wants. Pass back into him wasn't quite accurate enough, though. Here they go again. Augusto Arg, this is nice. Oh, it was nice for a while, but Derek Rose is there. And Matt, well, he was playing in midfield, wasn't he? Oh, now he is. He's just making a middle slot rush. Here's HBK, though. Oh, it's going to come back. Oh, there's a bit broken play here. Sprung against Panda, and Panda does very well. Some more good goalkeeping, as we saw, of course, all match against Turkey, but he's not really being called upon too much in terms of blocking shots, but he was required in that capacity just then, and despite not being tested, perfectly sharp he was in reacting and rushing out. Two minutes gone, second half, and yeah, despite the supposed ping advantage that the United States are having, they're a goal down in it for a total of 6-0. And here comes Augusto. I'm not sure if he can score from here. Can he cut it back to Arj? Arj for HBK. HBK and Arj. Oh, Arj, just turn, you silly boy. Well, he was being pushed, so I'm not sure he knew he was able to, but that really should have been 7-0 there and then. But the USA get away with the further punishment on this occasion. Oh dear. And that move breaks down once again. It's really hard just to get a sense of the rhythm that they're trying to play with the United States. I mean, most of the time with Argentina, you can see there's a clear plan. They want to pass and move. They're on each other's wavelength, but there's just a stodginess to the USS play. It's almost makes it difficult for me to cover it, but this could be a chance for them. Sprung, Derek Rose. Oh, dear me. Oh, what the hell is that? Oh, gee, silly boy. Well, it's a goal back for the United States, 6-1, but really, there shouldn't have been any threat there. Just get it cleared. But Matt, fair to him, persevered, got in his face, and deflected that clearance back into the net. So no clean sheet. In fact, that's the first goal that Argentina have conceded all tournament. I suppose Panda won't mind too much, nor the rest of the team, as it's come after they've scored 10 across the totality of their tournament in both matches so far. 6 minutes to go, though. I'd say prospects of a comeback look rather unlikely for the United States. Here's Derek Rose, though, looking for Sprung. Can he knock it back? Oh, he's just going into the middle and HBK's there. Where's the passing game? Awfully frustrating it must be. Those of you watching the United States and wanting them to do well, it's just not clicking. Augusto for Argentina. HBK. Back to Augusto. Oh, just waiting to try and juke Orange there, but Orange had that under control. HBK, though, will shoot. It's in. 7-1. 7-1. We all know what that scoreline means and the memories that conjures up. But there may be time yet for more goals here. Oh, effortless passing. Panda, HBK, taking his time. I mean, it can't quite be as fluent as under 40 ping, of course. That was really nice to keep that move alive. I'm not quite sure who's paused that. Oh, Anon did, sorry. Be a throw to the United States. But Orange comes out, in, out, shake it all about, courting back in, and some substitutions for Argentina. As HBK comes off, he's played brilliantly. Scored 3 goals. And interestingly enough, they have a player called Ronaldinho, who, as you might know, his namesake, very much not Argentine, and also in prison at the moment, where he celebrated his 40th birthday. And Beachy is on, nonetheless. with 214 pings, so slightly better than he was on earlier for Augusto. And his 2 goals, I think. Okay. Last quarter of the game. Maybe a bit flat as the stakes firmly already decided who's going to win this game, I think. Don't think that's too controversial. Here's Panda. And now Matt intercepts and runs forward and forwards past Ronaldinho, but not past Arge. Panda back to Beachy. We see the first of him on the ball. He's savouring the moment, clearly. Ronaldinho wins the corner. Sprung. I'm not quite sure who he saw there, but there was no one there, and it's a throw to Argentina, and they're building another attack. Throw USA, though. Blocked and deflected. Oh, intercepted by Derek Rose there. Poor clearance by Panda. Throw to the US. 3 minutes to go. Can they get another goal back? Not this time. That didn't really go anywhere. But Matt has intercepted again and found Sprung. Sprung looking to try and get past Arge, but Arge holds his ground. And ends up winning the throw. Oh dear. Poor by Ronaldinho. Derek Rose tried to push his way through. Matt looking for the ball to pop out, but he was well behind that play. Now Argentina come. Ronaldinho. Here's Arge. Can he cut it back towards him? Oh, you greedy pig. He's looking to try and courting at his near post again, but it wasn't going to work this time. He's got the ball in space now. Arge for Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho straight out of play. Could have been 8, but not to be. 2-on-1. Perhaps he'd have made a different decision had the scores been 1-1 rather than 7-1. You'd like to think so. They're entitled to muck about a little bit at this point. Contest well and truly over. And thankfully we've only got 2 minutes left of this. Well, maybe not. Maybe you're an Argentina hardcore fan and you're lapping up every minute of this. Ping advantage? What ping advantage? They're finding this just as easy, almost, as they did on the Sao Paulo host. Wow. I just have to say it's been an embarrassing performance by the United States. Even if this is their second string team, they don't have the likes of Pixels or the 4-time in their lineup, but these are still players that are well versed in the real soccer map. They've played this for plenty of years, plenty of tradition to build on. This is what they serve up. I mean, yikes, really. There's going to be some repercussions, I think. Anon really needs to give his team a stern dressing down at the end of this. It's been unedifying, really. You wonder where they go from here. Here's Arge. Arge waiting on the ball. Oh, Ronaldinho shots. Good save there by Courting. Sometimes that happens when you take a corner, but it's a good job. That doesn't matter, really. Here's Mats. USA might have a chance here, but no dice. Beachy with the interception. Blow the whistle now, ref, really. No need for any more added on time, I'd say. 33 seconds it was, though, announced. Last action will probably be an Argentina corner. Yeah, we all know Panda. Brazil, Alemania. Any of you with any basic Spanish translation skills will know what that means. This might be a goal though. Matt, Derek Rose, off the post. Can I get it back in? Derek Rose, courting, sprung, sprung, sprung. You spoil sport. Oh well, at least we get to keep the 7-1 scoreline. It's been an absolute drubbing. Argentina, fantastic in both halves, really. The United States, a total mess. They end up bottom of the group, no points. 11 conceded, 2 scored, and they're all but out. And Argentina all but have their place confirmed. All they have to do now is not lose to France, and they're in to the semi-finals. Well, I hope those of you stayed up from Europe, or those of you who watch this at a more sensible time from the Americas, found some way to enjoy that. I know some of you do just get perverse pleasure from watching completely one-sided beatdowns like that. We hope for some more competitive games ourselves. So, from me, Ren, your commentator, and your ever faithful and diligent streamer, Samuel, we wish you a good night and hope to see you back next time for matches from Group B. Ciao.